everyone, this is William from the Godzilla Files, and today I'm going to be talking about the top 10 kaiju monsters from the Godzilla series. This won't have Godzilla, but this will have some of his enemies and allies. So let's get started. In at number 10 is ANGUIRUS. He is one of Godzilla's oldest allies, but originally started off as an enemy of Godzilla in Godzilla Raids Again. He was part of the first kaiju battle in the Godzilla series, and for the most part appeared regularly in the Showa series as one of Godzilla's closest allies. He also did appear again in the Final Wars, where he was controlled by aliens, and Godzilla did defeat him there, but spared his life. Great character. He matches well with Godzilla. He's more brute force, and he can work with him. Number 9, TITANOSAURUS from Terror of Mechagodzilla. He also did appear in Final Wars, but that was only in stock footage. Some of the things that I find unique about him is that the fact is he is actually a peaceful kaiju. He's only attacking cities and attacking Godzilla because he's under the control of a mad scientist and evil spaceman. If it wasn't for them, he would probably not do much. Also, he is one of the few kaiju that was defeated by humans. He was very weak against supersonic waves, and once they figured that out, they were able to attack him using those. Overall, one of my favorite designs, color scheme, and roar. Definitely hope to see him again soon. Number 8 is RODAN. He appeared in his own movie before joining the Godzilla series, and from then he's been mostly known as a Godzilla ally. He did start off as an enemy, but for the most part is working with Godzilla to stop usually a space monster, normally GHIDORAH. In the Heisei series, he was an enemy of Godzilla, but was also transformed into Fire RODAN, where he was able to shoot out almost atomic breath like Godzilla, but was defeated by Super Mechagodzilla. And finally, he was in Final Wars, where he went more back to his original look, just a little bit more updated, and people can really appreciate that, I believe. Number 7, Little Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla. There isn't much to say about him. I just find him really cute. I do feel bad when he is attacked by Space Godzilla, but you are relieved by the end of the film when he is shown being, happy on the island again and out of the crystals. Very cute. Definitely a step up from Minya. My girlfriend loves him. He is definitely one of the few kaijus that you would definitely want to take home with you as a pet. Number 6 is King Kong, the original king of the monsters. He has appeared in many movies, but is mostly known for his original and also King Kong vs. Godzilla. In King Kong vs. Godzilla, he was beefed up and basically given the power of electricity. Now, this was something that they were going to use for Frankenstein, but because King Kong was inserted into this, he was able to keep that power. Overall, very well loved, one of the few American kaiju monsters that have appeared in a Godzilla film, if the only, I believe. He is a fan favorite across the world. Number 5, Mothra. She's appeared in her own films along with Godzilla films as well. So she is unique in the sense that she was able to start on her own, but then also once again go back out on her own in her own trilogy. Overall, her larva stages and even her moth stage are very popular among fans. She can be one of the more stronger and unique characters because she is looked at as a god in the series, and she is worshipped. Overall, unique design, coloring, and everything what you hope for in a Godzilla kaiju. Number 4, BIOLLANTE from Godzilla vs. BIOLLANTE. This is a rose mixed with G cells. Pretty unique in that sense. Most monsters are not created from Godzilla cells, so for her to be created by this way, it is a very unique storyline. Two forms, both very different from each other. One is almost beautiful like a rose, and the other one is a monster, which attacks Godzilla at the end of the film. I do really like this one. For some reason, she just has something about her that I've always liked. Number 3, King Ghidorah, three-headed space monster. He has appeared in every era of the Godzilla films. For the most part, he's always been a villain, except for one film in the Millennium series. And while I won't talk too much about that one, just because I think I'm gonna talk more about him as a villain, it is still unique. But for the most part, he's always been a villain. Now, he's also one of the few Godzilla enemies that have back-to-back films. You know, when he first appeared, Ghidorah, the three-headed space monster, and also the Invasion of the Astro Monster. While he is normally shown as being controlled by some sort of alien species, he did start off as a creature of his own free will. It wasn't until later on that the series started showing him as sort of a tool of destruction for any alien alien that was trying to come down and conquer Earth. He is one of the more powerful kaijus in the series. You know, in the beginning it took 3 kaijus, Godzilla, Rodan, and Mothra, to take him down. Even then they could only drive him off. It wasn't until Destroy All Monsters that he was killed off by basically a group of like 10 kaijus from Earth. So, you know, he is able to hold his own and really give Godzilla trouble by himself. So, you know, he's pretty unique in that sense. And even in 1991, he was a powerhouse. So, you know, definitely one of my favorites, and I think a lot of people will say he's always in their top, 3. Number 2, Mechagodzilla. Originally from Godzilla vs. the Cosmic Monster, he also appeared in Terror of Mechagodzilla, and in the Heisei series he showed up in Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2. He also was in the Millennium series with back-to-back movies and was supposed to make an appearance in Final Wars, but that was cut. So my favorite version of this is actually the evil space alien version. The Heisei series kind of turns him into a weapon against Godzilla for humans to use, and that's kind of what follows through the whole entire rest of the series, which is a cool idea, but at the same time, I think, that Heisei one lacks personality. He's just a weapon. The Showa Mechagodzilla that was used by the space aliens really looks terrifying and is such a cool villain, especially in the first movie where he's in the Godzilla skin and you're really not sure what's going on. All you know is that Godzilla's acting very strange and sounds different. Overall, that is definitely the one that I like the most. I just think he's the strongest. He can take out 2 kaiju at a time. Godzilla did have a partner in the first team up, and he can level cities so fast, and we saw that in Terror of Mechagodzilla. Overall, one of the most powerful kaiju in my opinion. And number 1, Gigan from Godzilla vs. Gigan. He also appeared in Godzilla vs. Megalon, and did not make another appearance until Godzilla Final Wars. While many people applauded the upgrade look to Gigan in Godzilla Final Wars, I actually preferred his original look in Godzilla vs. Gigan. He just seemed a lot more fierce. He is such a unique kaiju in the fact that when you look at that Showa series, there's very few that even compare to him. He is my favorite. He was the first one that I ever saw to make Godzilla bleed, which was a huge deal at the time. No one had ever seen that before, and I know that kind of had some controversy behind it, but overall that was something that really went a long way of making Gigan seem like a legitimate threat. The chainsaw buzz cutter in his chest, very unique, something we hadn't seen before. Just overall very very cool looking monster. One of my favorites, really is what got me into Godzilla, and I can pretty much watch anything that he's in. And I do hope he makes a return sooner or later in a Godzilla film.